Welcome everybody to another masterclass online from Cinoco. And this time we're heading to the south of France, to the Provence, for some really nice products from the distillery Domaines de Provence. We have the export manager for the company with us today, who is Jean-Pierre Trouillet. Jean-Pierre, welcome.
Thank you very much. Welcome to you too.
Are you ready to tell the Belgians about what you're doing?
I'm going to try to do my best.
Okay, we'll do this in English because my French is pretty bad and Jean-Pierre's English is much better, so that's why we're doing it in English. Where should we start, Jean-Pierre?
So we will start now. I will try to introduce, most of you already know our company, but I will try to give you a little bit better idea of our company, who we are, where we are, what we do. And tonight I will try to explain you the different specifications of 6 products we've selected for the presentation. We will talk about Pastis, of course, Absente, gin, and different aperitifs that we produce in the distillery since for more than 1 century now. So as a start, what I will try to do, I will try to show you a few movies, so you will directly see on your screen the beauty of Provence. You will see also the company where we are, the production, the warehouse, the steamer, and everything. So if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask, and of course I will be happy to answer you. We will, all along the training, we will make the testing together. So I will describe the products and you will have a chance to taste in the same time. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, now we have it.
Okay.
Aux Distilleries et Domaines de Provence, nous sommes distillateurs, fabricants et créateurs de spiritueux depuis plus de 100 ans. Tout commence dans nos collines, à Fort-Calquier, par la première cueillette au mois de mai. C'est Sébastien, maître cueilleur, qui sélectionne les plus belles plantes qui vont rentrer dans la composition de nos produits. Les plantes vont d'abord sécher à l'air libre, tout naturellement. Puis, on va les mettre à macérer dans nos cuves en inox avec de l'alcool. On y ajoutera parfois des épices du monde entier. Sébastien maîtrise parfaitement cette étape clé dans la fabrication de nos produits. L'infusion obtenue, direction l'alambic pour l'étape qui est au cœur de notre métier, la distillation. C'est Yves, maître distillateur, héritier d'un savoir-faire transmis de génération en génération, qui a le secret de tous ces réglages et dosages pour obtenir ce que nous appelons le distillat avant l'assemblage. Ça s'active aussi dans nos laboratoires. Hélène, maître liquoriste et responsable R&D, combine, assemble et teste de nouvelles recettes avec toujours la même envie de créer des produits d'exception. Lucie, responsable production, s'assure du contrôle qualité de chaque fabrication. Mais pas question de vendre nos produits sans la dégustation et la validation de nos experts. C'est l'ultime étape avant l'embouteillage. Afin d'assurer une parfaite traçabilité, nos bouteilles sont d'abord contrôlées et numérotées, puis étiquetées. Elles sont alors mises en carton et vos bouteilles sont acheminées dans notre boutique à Fort-Calquier. Chez nos revendeurs partout en France et dans plus de 80 pays à travers le monde. Les coulisses de fabrication de nos produits n'ont à présent presque plus aucun secret pour vous.
So I'm back.
Yes, here we are.
You can see the beauty of the area where we are. So we're in Provence, what we call Alpes Provence. It means that we are about 100 kilometers north of the Mediterranean Sea, and we are in the very beginning of the Alps. The chance we have is that this is the sunniest place in France. We have more than 300 days of sun, which allows all the area to have a very wide varieties of botanicals that grow in the mountains of Fluo. So the chance is that in our region for centuries, people have always lived of the culture or the trade of botanicals. We use in all the products we have, we use many herbs, spices that we harvest in the mountain, or being close to the harbor of Marseille. We have some spices that come from all the parts of the world. So our distillery was created in 1898. So the distillery is 124 years old. In the company, we are 34 people. And for more than 1 century, our company has always distilled and macerated herbs and botanicals. The Pastis Henri Bardouin, which is the main product that I will talk to you later, is our main product. But originally, we were mostly known for making aperitifs. What we call aperitifs, this is a mix of wine and infusions, liqueurs that we produce ourselves. Aperitif, this word comes from Latin, aperire, opens. Most of the aperitifs that we are producing were used in the past as to open the appetite. You know, with a light bitterness, it's supposed to stimulate your palate buds, make you salivate, and this is the origin of the aperitifs. I don't really know. I think that in Belgium, people also have this aperitif time, which is not the case in many countries. People don't really understand why we have to stop working 1 hour before.
Yeah.
Yes, we start in Provence. We start the aperitif at 11. We start to eat at 1, 2 hours of aperitif. Then we eat. We finish at 3. We work between 3, 4, 5. We start to prepare the aperitif again, because we have aperitif for lunch.
So you have very long working days, Jean-Pierre.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it's really part of the tradition. So the distillery produces several aperitifs. We have orange wine, we have gentian. But today we will talk about 2 products. One which is Rinquinquin. This is our most successful aperitif, because it's a mix of peach and local wines. And the second one I would like to talk about, which is, I will tell you, my favorite one, it's Noix de la Saint-Jean. I will explain you the names, but first, what you have to know is that we live in a wine area. We have a wine called Côte de Luberon. They make red wine, rosé wine, and white wine. So of course we are not wine producers. What we do is that we collaborate with local producers who provide us the wines, the white, the red, and the rosé. But we make our own infusions and distillates when it's necessary of fruits or botanicals. When I say fruits or botanicals, it's because it depends on the aperitifs we make. If we make a vermouth, for example, so we macerate and we infuse leaves and botanicals. If we make like Rinquinquin, and we will start by Rinquinquin actually, the peach wine. So it means that we will, making this wine, we will make an infusion of different varieties of peaches using the peach, but also infusing the leaves of the product. So I will just show you a file, so you will see.
So people can start trying this, Jean-Pierre, because there's people already.
Can you see?
Yeah, we have the fact sheet on the screen now.
Yeah. So Rinquinquin, first of all, I will. Oh shit! Why does it shows? It goes too fast. Okay. So Rinquinquin, I will serve also for myself. So it's you can see the color. The color is it's a golden color. What we use for this wine, first of all, is 75% of white wine from Luberon. This wine is made with Grenache Blanc and Ugni Blanc. So 75% of wine. And for the rest, we will make an infusion of 7 varieties of peaches: white peaches, yellow peaches that we will infuse during several weeks. We use the global fruit, and separately we will also make an infusion of leaves, the leaves that fall usually in October. So the leaves will give a very light bitterness to the product, because the product is pretty sweet. It contains, as you can see, 90 grams of sugar per liter. The ABV alcohol is 15, so it's a very, very excellent aperitif that is usually consumed from, I would say, all along the year, but mostly from April to October, when people start to sit mostly in the south on the terrace, maybe maybe not in
when you can go outside again
that early.
And you drink this on ice, or how do you drink this?
Yeah. I would say the product is enough by itself, but you know, the taste of the peach is universal. This is why the product is so successful. But when you drink it on ice, that's a perfect way. If you want, for example, you're in vacation, this is the afternoon, you want something extremely refreshing, you can add a little bit of tonic, or just a prosecco if you want to make just a light long drink in the afternoon or in the evening. And you know that the peach is very often used, you know, in champagne, for example. This is the cocktail that we call the Bellini. Yep. But of course, when you make a Bellini, usually we use a peach cream, but the cream contains more than 200 grams of sugar per liter. This is why many resellers, many barmen don't like to use the cream, because it brings a too sweet taste. The interest of Rinquinquin is that it's sweet, but not that sweet. So that's why Rinquinquin is very often used with champagne, prosecco, tonic, of course. And the tonic is very interesting when you make a long drink, pretty light, is that you will balance the sweetness of the fruit with the bitterness of the tonic. Yeah. So the product is very, very interesting. But this is probably the aperitif that is used the most also to make cocktails. So you can see on the screen, maybe I can make it bigger. We've found the top 5 flavors to match. You know, when you think we can make even an easy cocktail, ginger, citrus, bergamot, passion fruit, thyme are some flavors that will match perfectly to make a very, very tasty cocktail. Some barmen tell me that they put sometimes just a drop of Rinquinquin on top of every cocktail they do, just because it brings freshness. You know, the peach is very greedy. This is something that we like. This is something that when the weather is hot, we like to hit a good peach and have the freshness and the sweetness of the fruit. So Rinquinquin, so the peach in Provence was used. It was given, not the Rinquinquin, but the fruit. The peach was given to the kids because it brings some strength and vitamins. Rinquinquin means in Provençal, brings strength, revigorant en français, in French. If you
reinvigorating, something like that.
Yeah. That's why some people are really wondering why we call that this way, but this is also what makes this product very original, because it sounds like a very, very old aperitif. So we've been making, the brand Rinquinquin was born 50 years ago, but before that we were already producing some aperitifs. Why do we do this? Because in Provence, most of the people used to make their own aperitifs by macerating fruits directly in the wine. So that's not the case for us. We macerate the fruits in a mix of wine and alcohol. Usually this is beetroot alcohol. When we have this infusion after several weeks, we will filter the product and we will mix the infusion with the wine, and it will be blended during about two months altogether. We filter several times, but there is no aging for such product. Usually the product, the Rinquinquin you have is from the production of the year before. When the bottle is open, you can keep it about 2 months, sorry.
In the refrigerator, I guess.
After that, you know, with the contact of the air, then it will turn a little bit like madeirization. So that's why the product, when you want to keep it fresh, the better is to keep in the door of the fridge, and the product will be always fresh. But after 2 months, then the color will get darker. So we really recommend, if it's possible, to keep the product in the fridge.
I like the idea that you talked about, Jean-Pierre, of bartenders just adding a drop of this to every cocktail. It's a bit like a dash of Angostura, but you can do a dash of Rinquinquin.
You know, I remember one day I was making a tasting. It was in Sweden, in Stockholm, and there was a big guy. He was 2 meters tall. He had tattoos everywhere. He had a beard, but you know, it could have been like a biker of Harley Davidson or whatever. And he said, I love your Rinquinquin. I put in every cocktail. And he was just so scary. And he was talking like a lady saying, oh, and I love so much to put a little bit of peach on top of every cocktail. And this is true. And 5 years ago, the best cocktail in the world contained, it was in the Bacardi contest. This is the most famous in the world. And the cocktail that won was made by a bartender from London. And inside there were a few centiliters of Rinquinquin.
Okay.
So that helped us a lot, because Rinquinquin is now sold in all the countries in Europe. Just in UK, we sell more than 10,000 bottles of Rinquinquin, which is quite a lot, because we almost only sell it in the bars, because in the UK they don't have the culture of the aperitif. They have the culture of the nightlife, and they make amazing cocktails. So if you have a chance to go to our website, you will discover probably 60 or 70 cocktails only made with Rinquinquin. That's very interesting. So do you have any question regarding Rinquinquin?
At the moment, there's just one person saying he really likes it in the chat, but the rest haven't really gotten to say anything in the chat yet. So I maybe they can think of some questions. But I have a question. You told me you told us that you use the leaves of the peach tree too. Do you actually pick them, or do you just pick them up when they've fallen down, or what?
We put some what's the word? So some sheets just on the bottom of the trees,
and you catch them. Yeah,
we catch them when they fall. Just when they and then we make a selection. But this is very interesting, because even before entering the company, I didn't imagine that the leaves could bring so much taste and more vegetal flavors.
Yeah.
Now, if you want, we can switch to the Noix de la Saint-Jean.
Yes.
Which is the second one, and this is my favorite one, maybe because I got older. Peach is easy. Everybody likes it. There is not that much complexity. With Rinquinquin, the flavors, the taste come directly, and that's fresh. With Noix de la Saint-Jean, for me, this is the most complex product, and I will tell you why. First, the name, Noix de la Saint-Jean. Do you have any idea why this is de la Saint-Jean? No? I
was wondering about that, Jean-Pierre. So
that's very easy, because we use the green walnuts. So the walnuts comes from the Alps. And when are they green? They are green in June. And La Saint-Jean, it's a very famous day in France, and this is the scent of my name. This is the 24th of June, and the tradition is to harvest the walnuts the 24th of June, and the days around, but I would say that the main date is the 24th. So these are the walnuts from the Alps that are harvested, picked around the 24th of June, which is Saint-Jean. So when they are green, they are more bitter, they are very fresh. So we receive the walnuts. We don't harvest them ourselves. We buy to walnut producers that are not that far from that, in the eastern part of the Alpes de Provence. These walnuts, we smash them. We get the juice, but also the remainings of the walnuts are infused during 2-3 weeks in a mix of wine, and once again, that's the same process. We make an infusion, wine and where is my one? I will taste with you. Wine and alcohol, always beetroots. We use beetroots alcohol. And inside the wine, so it's Coteau de Pierre Vert is the appellation of the wine we use. It's a mix of Grenache and Syrah.
Okay, so it's a red wine, also from the region. Yeah,
it's red. It's red. You see the color. And for me, when you taste this product is an aperitif, but not only. I usually say that it's very powerful. You have many tannins. When you smell, you can really smell very strongly the walnuts. Then when you taste, you will see that it will be balanced also by the tannins of the wine. I very often compare this aperitif a little bit to red banyuls or just a good port. Yep. So it means that these aperitifs has the particularity to be an aperitif, but also will fit perfectly, for example, with a green cheese, will fit perfectly with a chocolate cake also. So you can use also like a dessert wine as well as an aperitif, for example. Yep. So I let you taste exactly.
I was thinking, Jean-Pierre, when I was making the samples and smelling it, of course, because I never taste beforehand. The first thing I thought was espresso martini, to use this in espresso martini in some way, and I still have to try it, but I think it would work. It would work nicely.
This aperitif really brings taste. It brings something very strong. For example, in London, when they make a Negroni, they make a black Negroni with the walnut wine, for example.
Okay.
And this, so I will just show you. I will share with you the file because I'm talking, but I didn't share, so you can see it. And it will pair, you see, with chocolate, nuts, lime, apple, beetroots, and for example, if you mix this aperitif with Calvados, with Bourbon, with Cognac, that will be an excellent mix because also we have something powerful, deep, tasty, that really remains on the palate quite long and which is really full body. For me, that's the product which is maybe not, this product has more complexity. It's not a direct flavor that will hit you, but you will try to check what you feel, like a good wine, like a good port, like a red banyuls, for example. It's sweet also, 120 grams of sugar per liter. Of course, we had a little bit more sugar to balance the bitterness of the walnut, especially when the walnut is green. That's why our products are really made to be well balanced, easy. Once again, so the characteristic when you see it's rich, spicy, mellow, and nutty.
Yeah. I have Bjorn in the chat saying, yeah, so the Rinquinquin is nice and sweet, but this has more depth for me. It reminds him of a mix of red wine and the sweetest kinds of sherry, but with some more nuttiness to it. So I think that's a good description, actually.
Yeah, but you know, this product actually, I've really it's like a game trying to find all the notes that you can find on the product. What the interest is just to play with the fruit, to play with the vegetal, to play with the bitterness, to play with the sweetness. We want complexity. For example, you know, what we are trying to do, and it's an argument also for you. Now, what do we see in kind of we have the martinis, of course, and we see the aperol, these kind of things. What we want is to have polyvalence. We want to have something that can be consumed neat, just like this, that can fit with bubbles, and that will also bring a lot of taste in cocktails. This is to be polyvalent. Have you tried to taste aperol once just alone, like this? It's kind of chemical, very too sweet and not so easy to describe. What we want is just to have something a bit more complex and have some flavors that are common to your palate and that easy and that are not too chemical. And I hope you appreciate the product because there are many possibilities of service.
Yeah.
For the aperitifs, I think maybe this is all. Do you have any question?
I was thinking, so you make these as aperitifs, and you have a couple more too. You said you talked about gentian.
Yeah, I show you. We have 3. Just for your information. So I just stop sharing so you will see my screen. Okay. We make Orange Colombo. So the process is always the same. For Orange Colombo, for example, we use rosé wine, and what we will infuse, it will be orange peels, citrus, and a little bit of quinine also. So this product will be very fresh, much more bitter also. We will have a little bit more sugar also because the bitterness of the Orange Colombo is a bit stronger. This is our second most successful aperitif after Rinquinquin because orange, like peach, is something that is very common for people. This is something that they are very familiar with, and they also want to feel the freshness. So these products work very well in summertime also.
It's very accessible. Eh? I mean, the Noix Saint-Jean is it's more complex and is a bit more difficult, I think.
Yeah, I think you need to have a palate, which is, if you want to appreciate, you need to have a palate that already likes the red wines, like the complexity. And you know, sometimes even for the Noix de Saint-Jean, I come back, these walnut nuts can also remind you some old Margaux or old Bordeaux that, you know, with the time matured a lot, and when you start to feel some flavors of chocolate or this kind of things. I like the complexity, but that's why I'm talking about the red banyuls. For me, is the best thing you can compare with. I like it very much. Then Gentian, you know, Gentian de Lure. De Lure, because the mountain that you could see on the movie is La Montagne de Lure. Okay. So La Montagne de Lure is the place where we can find more than 1,800 different varieties of botanicals, and more than 1,000 of them are edible. So Gentian, it's a flower, but we don't use the flowers in Gentian, we use the roots. So the main competitor, I would say, is Suze. Everybody knows Suze, or Salers. This one is made in with the roots of the Gentian of Provence, with the typicity. We use white wine only. And finally, it's just to show you what we do. We also make some vermouth. Vermouth, there is a big revival. You know, we will talk about the gin after. There's been, and there is still a big trend for gin in Belgium, but there is also, we can feel in Belgium or in many other places, that many barmen are looking for lower ABV cocktails. Which means that they try to mix that, and that's why the aperitifs are very important, because you bring something tasty with alcohol wines with an ABV which is close to 15% instead of adding 25, 30, 35, or even 55 for Absente. This vermouth is 18, but in this vermouth there is no fruit at all. Vermouth comes from the German vermouth, wormwood. It contains botanicals, mostly wormwood inside, and there is a little bit of gentian inside this, and we have pink berries, etc. So this one is really an aperitif, but only made with botanicals. So this is for the aperitif. We make 5 different ones. Okay, so now
I'll just add 2 more things, Jean-Pierre, and then we can go on to the gin. Dirk is saying there's a nice rancio taste in the Noix Saint-Jean. So I think I agree with him. And then Geert goes, for him, nutty flavors work fantastic for autumn's cocktails. Just a good quality aged spirit, this liqueur or aperitif, and then maybe just a little bit of extra sugar and bitters. So I think that's a really nice idea to try and do something with it.
So Noix de la Saint-Jean, we sell it more in autumn and winter time.
Yeah,
we sell it more. I would say that what we sell the most in springtime and summertime, this is Rinquinquin and Orange, and of course vermouth. But now we are just pushing a little bit. Vermouth is a pretty new product, I would say.
Yeah.
Now let's switch to. I see the time, so let's switch to the gin 12. Some of you will say this is not very original because you already have 1,000 gins on the market, maybe 2,000. You are probably right, but you don't have gin 12. Historically, I just want to tell you something because our company has always been innovative, and you will say now we are followers, which is not totally the case because we've been producers of gin for almost 10 years now. So before the big trend, because the trend of the gins started in Spain, in Europe, I mean, except for UK. And our importer in Spain asked us, as we are distillers, if we could make a juniper spirit, so a gin made for the market, but especially for the bars. And we created a gin named Citrum. That's the origin. We made a citrusy gin only for cocktails for the bars, and we were just producing for Spain. We didn't have any idea that we would produce some gin for other places in Europe. But then we already knew how to make some gins. And then 5-6 years ago, another company approached us to make some gin, a pink gin for them. We have the steamers, we have the education to make it, and we started to make a gin named Gin Mistral, which has the color of my shirt. And this gin we are not owners of the brand, and we could see that this gin was also working very well. It's a French gin that they sell a lot in UK and in some places, and we say, but we could probably do also gin from Provence, made with only botanicals that are harvested all around the area. And there was a gin that was made in Spain because these two gins are very neighbors. So Gin Mar, you all know the Gin Mar, which is made in Barcelona. So it's a Spanish gin, and we say Provence. You know that Provence, after Paris, is the second most visited and known area in France for tourists abroad. And we say maybe there is something that we can do. We are one of the sunniest places in Europe. This is where we have the most botanicals, and we should try to put a little bit of all these botanicals of Provence in the bottle to have the particularity to have the soil, the taste, and the flavors of Provence. Not being Gin Mar, of course, we have some common botanicals, but being the gin of Distilleries Domaines de Provence. Everybody knows us as a premium company producing Pastis or Bardouin, being the first to produce some Absente. And we thought that we could give a service to our clients to provide a very, very good gin, because once again, we have the education, we have the experience to make a very qualitative product. We made more than 150 recipes for this gin. We tried to make with lavender, we tried to make fruits, we tried to see if we would mix fruits, botanicals, or whatever. And at the end, so we decided to create this gin 12. 12, it's easy, you have 12 botanicals inside. So I will just show you the file.
They are also all on the bottle on the front, for those who are interested.
So you can see, if you see the, can you see the document?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see there is juniper in number 1, coriander, sweet almond, thyme, angelica, paradise seed, iris. The iris, we use also the roots. Cardamom is the only plant that cardamom does not come from France. It comes from India. I have some here, I can show you. So basil, rosemary, eucalyptus, and mint. So you have 11 botanicals from Provence and 1 which is also very important in the balance with cardamom. So gin 12, can you all taste the product now and smell it? You start. I took a lot. So you can see that the product is 42% ABV. There is no sugar. We say minus than 0.1 gram per liter, so it's nothing. And when you smell the product, it's extremely well balanced. You can smell the botanicals. you can smell something. The alcohol does not prevail. And when you taste and when you have the product in your mouth, once again, you won't feel the 42%. You will have something which is almost sweet. Some of my clients ask me if we've added some sugar, so there is no sugar inside it. And it will pair perfectly, of course, with any kind of tonic. But you can see we've worked also with top 5 flavors to match. So you have lime, of course, rosemary, basil, olive, lavender. There are so many other possibilities, but what we wanted to have is something with the identity of Provence, a French product. You know, now we've seen that the French spirits are pretty successful now. Being French is not always an advantage for everything, but for spirits, you know, Grey Goose, Ciroc, we see more and more. Even we have some requests if we want to, as a French company, if we could produce some whiskey, you know, because making this in France, there is a know-how, especially for small distilleries like we are. So this we are already exporting this gin in more than 30 countries. Most of them are our clients. Now we've listed in Dubai duty free. So, you know, the airport of Dubai, in Indian airports also. So step by step, we are trying to have a brand which is as a French identity. The brand 12 also is supposed to be very easily to recognize. We work a lot on. You see, this is the only frosted bottle I know so far in gin. So we all know that there are many good gins in the market. So we try to be also a little bit different by a good packaging, a good identity, something that will be nice. You see that we put a lot of.
It's the glass stopper is quite interesting too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just show you how to open, because you see, so the glass top is great, and when you just push, because some people try to turn and sometimes it's very complicated. You just push with your finger.
I learned something today because I always struggle with these glass stoppers.
Oh, look at that. Look at my finger. That's easy.
But it's interesting, Jean-Pierre, Stéphane is saying, I like to drink this gin just on ice. And I think I kind of agree with him. And that's also always a good sign for me. If a gin can be drunk without adding anything.
Stéphane, that's exactly what I meant was when I was talking about the balance without having something which seems to be smooth without being attacked or burned by the alcohol. Not so many people drink the product neat, but some people don't mix and they like to drink it this way. That's why you see the quality of a gin if you can drink it as it is.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
The product is very interesting. So we put this, I just show you the 3 colors here also for our identity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes, I know that it's sometimes an argument for me, but once again, the product is well balanced. It's not the most famous, of course, but in Provence now you have a few more other gins from Provence that are coming that are pretty good. But the fact is that as being the producers of Pastis Henri Bardouin, it also gives a legacy, honestly, of what we've been doing. Cheers, I'm just tasting.
Cheers. The interesting thing also is that you use the 12 different botanicals, but there's no lavender in there, which everybody associates with Provence, of course.
Yeah, but we prefer to use the rosemary inside, the basil inside, the thyme, because, you know, we are producers of a thyme liquor, Farigoule. I don't know if all of you know that, but we are surrounded by thyme fields. So in 2 weeks we will go when the flowers, the purple flowers of the thyme start blooming. So we harvest a few 100 kilograms of thyme that we dry. Then we make our own infusion and distillations once again, and it comes from the other side of the road. not too close to the road in case people driving stop to pee on the side.
Yeah.
So we make sure that we don't. But we have a part of what we put in our alcohol, we cultivate or we harvest. You will see, especially we have our absent field and others. Sometimes we buy to botanicals producers, but we have the raw material, we infuse and we distillate. So for gin 12 we have 2 parts. We have 5 botanicals that we macerate and distillate in one hand, and 7 others that we distillate and macerate separately. Okay. So there are some that we put together and some other we distillate separately. So do you have any questions? Once again, I'm looking at the clock, so I have 40 more minutes for the other products.
I don't see any questions at this time, but if anybody has more, just put them there. Michiel says, we are surrounded by thyme fields. That must be an amazing smell. Imagining a bushfire.
No. But bushfire. No, but there is a particularity even in the distillery. It's true that in Provence, it smells very good, especially when you have the wind. But when you enter the plant in the morning, for example, and when we start producing, I don't know, one morning we will fill the bottles or make the macerations of peach or the pastis, or every day it smells something different. That's just wonderful for your nose. It smells that so good. Mm-hmm. That's just a pleasure, and that it never smells alcohol. It just smells nature, botanicals, fruits. That's very nice. So we are very lucky with the colors, with the landscape, with the blue sky. That's if some of you want to come to visit the distillery, you are all welcome. You just let me know, and there will always be someone to receive you and show you the facilities and show you the good place, give good advice to visit the area.
I'm planning my trip as we are talking, Jean-Pierre. So
yeah. Now we will switch directly to another category.
Yes.
And we will go to Absente Fluo. But maybe before talking about the Fluo, we should talk a little bit about Absinthe. What is Absinthe?
Maybe just for the people tasting, I think on the labels it's not marked Fluo. It's the one that's the 26% ABV.
Yeah. Because if I say that, it's because then in the new bottles we've changed the labels. Maybe you will see on the picture. And now where it's written Absinthe, you have written Fluo. So it's Absinthe 26. That's the old label. We've changed it. What I would like to do first is share with you. I will try to share a movie again. And when we talk about Absinthe, when we talk about this category, we're also talking about one plant that has also the name of wormwood. We have our own fields of Absinthe. That's very important because many producers of absinthe don't have any absinthe. I won't say in their bottle, but they do not make their own infusion, and sometimes they just add some specific absinthe oils or flavors, but it's not real absinthe. I will try to share another movie, and this movie will be about absinthe. First, it will be our fields. You see my screen so far?
Yep.
Okay. So I will try. Let me know if it's not working. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to work.
No, Jean-Pierre, we don't see it.
Good. I'm done.
Just again, we should stop sharing and then open the video and then share that screen. That should work then.
I will.
We have Absente while we're waiting, so it's perfect.
Yeah, so put your in pause. OK. Écran partagé. OK, partagé.
Yeah.
That should work now. It should work.
Yes.
Alors, nous sommes dans le pays de Forcalquier, qui est aussi le pays de la montagne de Lure. La montagne de Lure est très riche en flore. La plante que nous cueillons aujourd'hui, c'est de la grande absinthe, ou Artemisia absentium, qui est le nom latin. Il y a de très nombreuses variétés dans le genre Artemisia qui ont des propriétés différentes. Celle-ci pousse dans les zones tempérées, souvent dans les éboulis, au bord des chemins et dans une altitude qui va de quelques mètres jusqu'à 1500 mètres. La plante est relativement commune, elle se caractérise par des fleurs jaunes, des petites fleurs jaunes qui arrivent à maturité entre la fin du mois de juin et le milieu du mois d'août. Les feuilles sont très découpées avec à la face inférieure des poils et la plante est très aromatique avec une odeur et un goût amer très prononcé. Pour ce qui est de notre utilisation, c'est-à-dire la fabrication de spiritueux, on cueille le haut de la plante, c'est-à-dire les feuilles d'en haut et les fleurs. Et ensuite, cette plante sera effeuillée pour que nous puissions travailler essentiellement les feuilles.
So, yeah, I just wanted to introduce the plan of Absente because we will talk about two products now, and I will show you the different process. So, there are two products I will talk about. This one, Absente 55, is the first absinthe that was reintroduced in Europe after the ban in the beginning of the 20th century. This is Absente 55. Absente is the brand, but the category is absinthe. That's very important to know this. And so I will show you exactly the way to serve it, the ritual, etc. But as we have to make a tasting and use this tasting in the right sense, and we will finish by the pastis finally. I was supposed to do the pastis, I'm sorry, but finally we do that. This one has a very nice particularity, and it's a totally new product. Mm-hmm. It's an absinthe, but not the absinthe like I would say like everybody makes. This product is totally original. There is a trend, there is a fantasy about absinthe. I will show you a short movie so you will understand about the fact that absinthe was banned because it was a drug. And it was also a very, very strong alcohol, which is true in a way. But now we are producing Absente 55. We even have 69 and we even make 89.
Wow.
Yes, but we were thinking that, of course, the flavors, the taste prevails in a way. There are more and more people, and also the market of ladies who could be attracted by tasting absinthe but fearing to have something too strong. For the barmen also, sometimes they don't like to have people who drink extremely hot alcohol, extremely strong alcohol. That can be a problem of consumption, problem of behavior, and maybe just because after 2 shots, the people don't consume anymore. So we created an absinthe at 26 that has a very nice particularity. It contains a natural vitamin inside. I will show you because I have my light to show you this. It contains a vitamin inside that makes the product fluorescent in the dark. So easy. If you want to make a shot or just with a little bit of ice, it's 26. So I would say it's still acceptable. And it's also extremely tasty. So maybe you can open your bottle and taste it. I will put in the dark the room, so I would like to show you the effect directly, and then I will show you some pictures.
Yeah, I would like to do that too, but as I have my green key, it wouldn't show anything, so that's why I'm not doing it.
So it's still not the knife. So you see my light.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Let me see. I have to try. Maybe you will see that. What did I do? But I will show you pictures.
Yeah.
It's not easy now.
This
But
this
the
yeah,
color,
this works. Yeah.
the color becomes totally fluorescent in the dark. So I will show you pictures. If I try with another product, it won't make the same effects. But I don't have it here. Do I have? I will try with another bottle of another product. This one will remain, you see the green will remain transparent.
Yeah.
And here it will be like
so, and it's the vitamins inside that light up. So
yes,
it's so healthy that it lights up.
This is riboflavin. It's natural. Let me show you the picture actually.
Yeah.
And there is maybe another picture I could share with you. Not here. I have to open my file. Oh, sorry, once again. Okay, I will share with you this picture.
Yeah, there it is.
You see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see that when we put the, you see we have this this purple light, and you see the glass is like lighted by inside. I will show you another one which is maybe more interesting, but of course we should be there really in the dark. Oh, this one is nice, I think, to share. With this one we see very well, I think.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah, that was the picture you showed me earlier too, which I thought was the best. Yeah.
Yeah, for me. And that's very nice because if you add just some ice, crushed ice, or even a little bit of water, so in the dark, of course, it works. It works when in the bars or in the place where you are, you have, you know, especially clubs, you have this dark light. But that's very, very fun. The product. Have you tasted the product?
Yeah, we've. I think everybody has tasted it, and I'm going to confess something. I don't really like anise as a flavor, but when I tasted this first, I really liked this. So it's for me, it was like an entry thing, an entry point to get into more of the pastis and absinthe flavors, actually.
Yeah, but for sure. So you can see. Can you see the document I just opened?
We can see your Explorer window.
Let me try again. I stop. I open. This is the file of. Can you see it now?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So the product is contains 100 grams of sugar per liter and 5 milligrams of what we call the thuyon. I will explain you later what is thuyon. So the product is a real absinthe. What makes absinthe is not the alcohol ABV. Nobody cares. I mean, for some people, being 70, 75 means that your product is an absinthe. Of course not, because when you can have some rums at 80, you can have some whiskeys at 50 or 60. What makes the absinthe is that you contain some thuyon and that you have a minimum of Artemisia absinthium inside it. So what we've done, it's something which is very accessible, something which is very funny to try to taste. And as you see, the product can be consumed very easily. It's sweet, it's tasty, a little bit like a candy, but it's real absinthe. You can see, but I will share with you, of course, if you want. So we advise to taste with mint, bergamot, basil, strawberries, Sichuan pepper. There are also many possibilities to make a very nice cocktail that will be luminescent in the dark. That's just an experience. But once again, we were considering that most of the people want to consume absinthe in shots. That's the problem. We have the cocktails, but people want shots. They can have shots of absinthe, but without being killed after 2 glasses. That's why the purpose was to make something original, different, acceptable by the majority of people, and also targeting maybe the ladies.
Are there any other absinthes on the market with this low ABV, Jean-Pierre?
I know 1 or 2, one which is Xenta, but it's an Italian one, but I don't see it very much because most of the people and the industrial do think that the consumers won't go on this product because the lower ABV. This is why being fluorescent and indicate that the product is also fluorescent in the dark makes the product very unique.
I think I agree with what Glenn is saying in the chat too, that low ABV cocktails are hot right now. So I think it's actually a really good move to make this and to work on this.
You know, I'm drinking it. I haven't tasted it for a few months now. I don't drink my products all the time. And once again, I'm 100%. I 100% agree on the fact that it's very easy access. That's very tasty. And you feel that the product is very well balanced and when made, that we do not put any artificial flavors or taste inside. Yep. So that's very important. I will just turn the light on again because I'm in the dark now. I really advise the originality of this product. I think it can be very intriguing. And it can be something that nobody else proposes. Now I will try to show you another movie. It's a cartoon because when we talk about absinthe, I would like you to understand what we're talking about now. I'm not talking about the plant now, but I want to talk about the story because some of you will say, okay, absinthe was prohibited. But how was it created and why was it prohibited? So not to be too boring, then there is a very nice cartoon that I would like to show you, that I would like to share with you.
Which is a bit about the legend of absinthe.
The legend of absinthe. Watch this because I think you will like what I will show you. Let me share with you.
Saying it's all in French. There's no subtitles, I think, but I think everybody here will understand.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Nicolas Obermann, bien particulier. Vous avez peut-être déjà deviné de quoi il s'agit.
Voici une petite cuillère avec des trous. Non, ce n'est pas une plaisanterie. C'est un outil indispensable pour boire un spiritueux légendaire. Oui, je parle de l'absinthe. Pour ce rituel, il vous faut également un beau verre évasé avec un trait gravé, voire un bourrelet pour marquer la dose d'absinthe à verser, un sucre et une fontaine à eau agrémentée de plusieurs minuscules robinets. Et bien sûr, il vous faut de l'absinthe. La voilà, c'est un liquide vert, d'où son surnom, la fée verte. Cette fée verte contient plusieurs herbes, généralement de la grande absinthe, de l'armoise pontique, de l'anis, du fenouil, de l'hysope, de la mélisse et beaucoup d'alcool. Entre 45 et 72%. Posez la cuillère sur le verre, mettez votre sucre dessus, ouvrez le petit robinet et observez. Les gouttes d'eau font fondre très lentement le sucre, tout en remplissant très lentement le verre, créant des volutes laiteuses que vous pourrez contempler tranquillement pendant que je vous narre l'histoire mouvementée de ce drôle de breuvage. Elle commence au petit village de Couvet, dans le canton de Neuchâtel en Suisse. En 1798, un certain Major Dubié y fonde la première distillerie d'absinthe, la maison Dubié, père et fils. Quelques années plus tard, son gendre crée sa propre distillerie à quelques kilomètres de là, à Pontarlier, en France. Pendant des années, l'absinthe est donc une boisson régionale et le serait sans doute restée si la France n'avait pas colonisé l'Algérie en 1830. Car les troupes en partance pour l'Afrique du Nord reçoivent de l'absinthe pour assainir l'eau et éviter ainsi des maladies. Qui l'eût cru ? Les soldats apprécient tellement ce mélange qu'ils continuent à en consommer après leur retour en France dans les cafés parisiens, où la bourgeoisie imite volontiers cette nouvelle mode importée par ces vaillants héros en uniforme. Et même les femmes s'y mettent. L'engouement est tel que l'absinthe représente rapidement 90% des apéritifs bu en France. Il faut savoir qu'au milieu du 19e siècle, les producteurs de vin vivent une catastrophe. L'oïdium et le phylloxéra, respectivement un champignon et un puceron, déciment la quasi-totalité des vignobles français qui ne s'en remettent pas avant des décennies. Résultat, le prix du vin augmente, l'absinthe gagne la course. La bourgeoisie en boit parce que c'est exotique, les ouvriers parce que c'est bon marché, et les artistes parce que, soi-disant, ça favorise la création. Comment ? Grâce à une molécule, la thuyoune, principe actif de la plante d'absinthe, qui provoque à très haute dose des crises d'épilepsie et des hallucinations. Degas, Manet, Picasso, Van Gogh, Toulouse-Lautrec, Verlaine, Rimbaud, Baudelaire, Musset, tous la décrivent, la peignent, en boivent et en abusent. Toulouse-Lautrec transporte sa réserve dans une canne creuse, Musset manque ses séances à l'Académie française, Van Gogh se coupe l'oreille après une beuverie avec Gauguin, Verlaine en meurt après une longue et terrible déchéance. L'absinthe commence à avoir une réputation sulfureuse. C'est la vie de bohème et l'inspiration artistique, mais aussi la folie, le meurtre, le suicide. Les pouvoirs publics, l'Église catholique et les médecins hygiénistes s'alertent. On invente même le terme absinthisme pour désigner cette addiction considérée comme encore plus grave que l'alcoolisme. En 1906, une pétition contre l'absinthe reçoit 400 000 signatures. Le texte n'y va pas avec le dos de la cuillère. L'absinthe rend fou et criminel, provoque l'épilepsie et la tuberculose. Elle tue chaque année des milliers de Français. Elle fait de l'homme une bête féroce, de la femme une martyre, de l'enfant un dégénéré. Elle désorganise et ruine la famille et ainsi l'avenir du pays. La campagne, dont le mot d'ordre est « Tous pour le vin contre l'absinthe », sera soutenue sans grande surprise par le lobby du vin et aboutira en 1915 à l'interdiction totale de l'absinthe. Une conséquence directe de cette interdiction, l'invention de nouveaux spiritueux, toujours au goût anisé, mais sans la molécule incriminée. Anis Pernod, Pastis de Marseille et j'en passe. Et l'absinthe, elle continue à être produite pendant presque 100 ans en toute illégalité, principalement dans sa région d'origine, avant d'être finalement réhabilitée en France en 2011. Et oui, car entre-temps, des études scientifiques ont prouvé que ce n'était pas le taux de thuyoune, somme toute assez faible, qui rendait fous, violents et suicidaires, mais le fait que l'absinthe était très souvent fabriquée avec de l'alcool de mauvaise qualité, donc toxique, et que surtout, les gens en buvaient trop. C'est aussi simple que ça.
So you could see that I like very much this cartoon, but because it explains much better than the words the history of absinthe. So when we talk about absinthe, we talk about fantasy, what we call the green fairy or the green hour, which was the time for the aperitif. And this product, absinthe, was prohibited in the beginning of the 20th century because, as you could see, it was dangerous for health. It was considered as a drug because of what we call the thuyon, which is now regulated. In every absinthe, there is thuyon. The level of thuyon is now much lower than what it used to be in the past. And we could produce again absinthe since the beginning of 2000. And Absente 55 was the very, very first absinthe reintroduced in Europe since the ban. And I remember it very well because I was already working in the company Distilleries Domaines de Provence. And my first clients in the city center of Paris had some problem with a customs agent that said that it was prohibited to sell absinthe. I remember she called me and she told me that she was afraid that we were not fitting with the regulation, etc. Absente is the brand. Absente means missing. Mm-hmm. So Absente is also linked to absinthe. So this product is, I would say, the easiest one after the Fluo 26 because it's a liquor. So yeah, you see the fountain here. I will show you after the service. So this absinthe Absente 55. I will share with you the file. So partager. So for Absente 55, so why do we use Van Gogh? Of course, we use Van Gogh because Van Gogh was a famous consumer of absinthe. And everybody knows the story that Van Gogh cut his ear after drinking absinthe in a hard discussion with Gauguin. So when people see this vase of Van Gogh, they just link the product with the history. Now this product, Absente 55, as you can see, contains 110 grams of sugar per liter. So we make two absinthe, one which is a bitter at 69. This is not the purpose tonight. And this one is a liqueur. We decided to make, I would say, a modern version of absinthe in 2000, something that could be consumed by younger consumers because we are targeting younger consumers. Those who want to have fun with something which is a little bit underground. 10 milligrams of touillon per liter for Absente 55. For Grand Absente 69 that you also have in the portfolio, but not that much, it's 35 because the regulation says it's 35 milligrams maximum per kilograms or per liter. You could see in the movie that absinthe, the category absinthe, is the grandfather of all aniseed. This is why after the ban were created all these Pernod, Ricard, Pastis 51, and even Pastis Henri Bardouin. So this is of course anise based, but absinthe is also much more, I would say, powerful because there is more alcohol, but it contains star anise, green anise, wormwood, and different botanicals that you can also find in pastis now. So it was an aperitif. So even if in the modern way, most of the people consume absinthe in shots, it's still recommended when you serve to pour 2 to 3 volumes of water with absinthe. Not more, because the product is more, I would say, is more powerful than rich in many flavors like the pastis. We will finish with the pastis, and when you will serve the pastis, I will recommend, of course, to put more water. But this is powerful, anise, minty, vegetal. As a liqueur, we've balanced the bitterness. You know, absinthe is bitter. This is why it's recommended to add sugar, not with Absente 55. Absente 55 will not require the process I will show you. But it's important for you to see the service, because most of the people say, but I remember some ritual with absinthe spoon with holes and a fountain. We pour water, etc. So,
but this product doesn't actually need the sugar because it's already in there.
Yes, because we made the modern version. You know, not so many people will have a fountain at home. Not so many people will have spoons with holes. And to be honest, I remember some bars, they say it's too complicated, it's too long. Those who want to do that, they can do that with Grand Absente 69. But this one, Absente 55, is really an ready to drink absinthe, I would say. Modern version.
Jean-Pierre, Dirk in the chat is saying that he has customers who are asking about the fountains, who want the fountains. So, and he probably is talking for himself then.
Let us know if you need absinthe. You ask if you need absinthe fontaine. You ask to Glenn and Stefan, and we will see what we can do. Sometimes we can try to find a solution with the good clients. It's not a problem. So I have my absinthe here, but I have a movie that shows the service that will be maybe easier for you to see, because it's made with the movie. I will show you. So that's the ritual. It's not really necessary for Absente 55, but once again, when we talk about absinthe, we talk about a ritual. The distillers didn't add the sugar inside the drink before. So absinthe, when you touch the leaves and when you put your finger on your tongue, it's extremely bitter. There is no absinthe which is made with only 100% of wormwood. The wormwood was very important, especially because As you could see, it was used by the soldiers, or in the past, it was a remedy for all stomach pains and digestion. It's antiseptic. It was used to purify the water. But to give to the soldiers, it was necessary to add mint, green anisette, star anisette to make this drinkable. The absinthe brings the strength and the bitterness, and the vegetal, you're a soldier.
Yeah, Jean is actually a soldier.
but of course, absinthe is supposed to be something, once again, we always talk about the strain of absinthe. I mostly talk about the flavors and the taste of the botanicals. Let me share with you, if I can make it. Share. Oh, I'm sure it will work. So I would like to share first the tasting. It's 2 minutes, and then the service. Let's go.
Good. Yeah, it works.
Donc on commence une dégustation par sa robe d'abord, donc qui est vert or, lumineuse, légèrement trouble, dû à la présence de l'anis qui trouble avec l'addition de l'eau. Ça fait des gouttelettes minuscules qui donnent un aspect blanchâtre. Au niveau du nez, on sent nettement la présence de la grande absinthe par ses notes camphrées, mentholées, légèrement citronnées, fleuries. À l'agitation, on va avoir des notes d'anis entremêlées également de camphre et de menthe et très très puissante. Voilà, et après la bouche, on va passer à la dégustation. Donc la dégustation, là, on sent bien la forte puissance de la grande absinthe. Et avec toujours ces notes fraîches, mentholées, citronnées, camphrées, entremêlées d'anis. Ça, ce sont les notes fortes aromatiques. Et après, on a une structure en bouche, puisqu'on a la présence de l'armoise, qui donne une bonne structure, qui donne son caractère, puisque c'est vrai que c'est un peu particulier. C'est pas un produit qui est plat, mais qui a une structure comme un grand vin. Et en finale, on a la bouche pleine d'arômes, fleuris, camphrés, mentholés, citronnés, légèrement anisés, sans trop, ce qui pourrait donner une lourdeur donc au produit. Voilà, donc c'est parfait. Grande absente et absente, on peut récapituler la différence. Le degré de la grande absente est de 69, l'absente 55. Outre cette différence, donc c'est également la présence d'absinthe. Il y a beaucoup plus d'absinthe dans la grande absente. L'absinthe est également une liqueur, donc sa dernière particularité, c'est la présence de sucre, alors que la grande absinthe est une absinthe amère. L'absinthe est peut-être plus facile à déguster en cocktail et la grande pourra se boire pure avec des glaçons.
Okay, so Hélène is the lady which makes she's an enologue, so she makes the recipes of our products. She's the lady who created the recipe of Pastis Henri Bardouin. So she describes the best possible the product she makes. So you could see the difference between 55 and 69. So you understand that originally absinthe was an aperitif, but the modern ways of consumption made this product more as a digestive or party drink for cocktails. This is why then with the final product, I will talk about the real aperitif, Pastis Henri Bardouin, which is, I would say, the son of absinthe. I don't know if you have any additional. No. I want to show you the service with the. I'm sorry, I forgot.
With the spoon and the.
Yeah. With the spoon. I'm sorry. I'm maybe it's late. I say, I have to speed up a little bit, but no.
No, we have the time, Jean-Pierre. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I have many beautiful things to show you after that with the pastis. So maybe I will grab like 15 minutes more than what I'm allowed to. But if nobody's sleeping, that's good. Let me share just the service of absinthe because it was filmed in a very wonderful way, and I would like you to enjoy the service. Consumption. Let's go.
L'absente, on peut la consommer de différentes façons. On ne peut pas parler d'absente sans la fontaine à absente. Après, on peut consommer l'absente en shooter, tout simplement. Et ça, c'est assez puissant et ça plaît parce que c'est un petit côté interdit. Après le rituel bohémien, on incorpore l'absente dans le sucre, enfin sur le sucre. On fait flamber le sucre et puis c'est un petit côté folklorique. On peut très bien avoir une carafe, mettre sa dose d'absente dans le verre et puis verser de l'eau fraîche. L'absente, ça amène une certaine fraîcheur, une légère amertume, et c'est assez intéressant à travailler. Maintenant, il faut travailler l'absente avec une certaine précision, parce que ça peut prendre beaucoup de place. Comme prévu, je vous ai réalisé le Baudelaire Sour, que j'ai réalisé au shaker. Il se compose donc d'absente, assoupli avec l'amandine. Pour la force, j'ai utilisé du bourbon, et il sera servi dans un verre à whisky sur glace. Pour le second, c'est un Van Gogh Martini, donc un cocktail très élégant, tout en puissance, une jolie force. Il se compose donc de vermouth à l'absinthe, de gin aromatisé au citron de la distillerie Domaines de Provence et un bitter aux extraits de plantes d'absinthe. Il se réalise par contre celui-là au verre à mélange, donc à la cuillère, et j'exprime à la fin un zeste de citron, et il y a en décoration une anis étoilée, donc la badiane. Et puis le dernier que je vous propose, toujours avec l'absente, c'est le Watermelon Spritz, donc la pastèque, que j'ai écrasé dans ma tine de shaker. J'y ai mis un bitter italien, de l'absente, shaké et complété de beau rosé. Et puis alors ma manière à moi de consommer l'absente, avec la fontaine à absente, je la décline, c'est un peu revu et corrigé. Dans la fontaine à absente, toujours de l'eau glacée, plein de glace, et je mets à l'intérieur de la fontaine quelques fines tranches de concombre, des agrumes en l'occurrence, du pamplemousse, des citrons verts, et des feuilles de menthe.
So I hope you appreciated the...
It makes me want to have a fountain and start doing this because it just looks beautiful. Yeah.
So you can see that when we serve the water, so absinthe is clear like this, but when you pour the water, then you stop when you see tack, and then it becomes cloudy, milky. This effect of the color, you all know this, it comes from the anethol that is contained not in the absinthe, but in the star anise. The star anise in contact of the water at a certain level of alcohol, so becomes cloudy like this. This is the explanation, and that it's a transition to the pastis, of course. Do you have any comments regarding Absente 55? Of course, it's sweet. Of course, it's liquor. Then we explain the difference with the 69 that you can also propose for those who want an absinthe which is closer to the original one. It depends on what we want to do and who we target. Now let's go to Pastis Henri Bardouin, which is the last but not the least. Pastis Henri Bardouin, that you can see here, is the only premium pastis, I would say, in the category of pastis. So you all know this category, pastis, but do you know what it means, pastis?
I don't.
Pastis is a word of Provence, which means blend or mix. In Provence, for example, if you want to have a salad with different vegetables, or if they serve a main course with meat and different vegetables, they serve a pastis of vegetables. When you see a rainbow, for example, with 7 colors, we say it's a pastis of colors. Pastis is a mix, so it means that inside it's a mix of botanicals.
Okay.
When you want to make a pastis, I'm talking about the spirit. The regulation says you need to have a certain amount of star anise, licorice, caramel, and sugar. When you have these 4 elements, you can make your pastis. But these are the basic elements you need to have in your product. But then some people add different botanicals, Pernod Ricard, etc. They have their own recipe, but something which is quite standard. The purpose is to have the anise flavor, the licorice flavors diluted with water. I would say that in France, the tradition is to dilute maximum 5 volumes of water for 1 volume of spirit and have your pastis. Until I would say the beginning of 1990, there was no for the rums, for the whiskeys, for the cognac, there was no aging for this kind of product or not premium position. It's easy, it's cheap, but we saw that in order to return to the origin of what was pastis, I mean absinthe, we wanted to make something which had more complexity, more flavors, especially in Haute-Provence, to use a maximum of the botanicals we have around and to use all the spices that we can find in the Herbor of Marseille. So the recipe that was created was totally original and very confidential because Pastis Henri Bardouin contains more than 65 botanicals, where in Ricard you have something like less than 10. So there is no aging for Pastis Henri Bardouin, but there is a very huge complexity. Maybe you can see that I have many spices here that we use for the pastis. This is the black pepper. There are a few white peppers, they're mixed. We use in our Pastis Henri Bardouin. You can serve already the Pastis Henri Bardouin if you want.
Yeah.
When you will serve the Pastis Henri Bardouin, I will recommend to put a minimum of 6 to 8 volumes of water because the product is extremely rich, extremely concentrated, and it needs some space to have all the flavors. And the space will be the water. Cardamom. So cardamom, this comes from India. I told you we use also cardamom in the gin. So we have also cinnamon. But like that, you see, I have all the different spices. I may not open them all, but I don't know what's this. Oh, you can see we have sage also, if you recognize. So every botanical is macerated and distillated. The spices are only macerated. So we have a very huge complexity. I showed you some, but we have some cloves. We have tonkaline. We have plenty of paradise, plenty of spices that gives a very, very aromatic pastis, which is very interesting for several reasons. As I told you, in France, what we do is we have aperitif before the meal. It's supposed to stimulate your palate buds, but if you can easily have an aperitif with wine or with a certain kind of alcohol, the anise is the enemy of the wine. And why does our pastis is perfect for the aperitif and especially for the bars and the restaurants? It's because it will not kill your palate. It will not paralyze your palate like a Ricard when it's served concentrate with the strength of the anise and the licorice. With the Pastis Henri Bardouin, if you taste it, you will have very nice little nuts of cardamom, of anise. It will be light, but very tasty. So the product will remain in your mouth, but in very discreet, not in the mouth and not something that will stay in the back of your mouth or in your tongue during long and long minutes. The pastis Henri Bardouin is very fine, is very delicate. So I will share with you the where is it? Not this one. Oh, wait a second, I made something wrong. Can you see the document?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So you can see. So it's 45. I researched. So you can see that we receive many gold medals because we are the only. There are not even two. We are the only reference in high quality premium products. We received the IWSC gold medal, Concours de Paris gold medal, Concours de Bruxelles gold medal. We have 65 botanicals, 45% of alcohol, 50 grams of sugar per liter. So we can propose, of course, to pair with rose, lemon, mint, basil, rosemary. But once again, I insist in the fact that our target is ladies. Once again, many ladies don't like strong alcohol or don't like anisey that much.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is that the anisey is present, but does not prevail that much. It can be balanced by the cinnamon, the cardamom, the cloves, the tonka-bean, etc. So it's even a game to find which spices you will find inside it. But you can even dilute with even 10 volumes of water to be refreshing. So your glass of pastis will be delicious, but only containing 5-6% ABV, which is not that much. Discreet, good, refreshing, elegant, I would say. I like it very much. So I'm talking a lot, so I will serve one for myself.
Yeah. We're all tasting already, Jean-Pierre, so don't worry about it.
No, but that's very important because please, something I have so many stories about that. Some people consider that the pastis is not premium. They don't know pastis Henri Bardouin because they already know Ricard and 51, and they say it's the same because they are not educated. So our pastis Henri Bardouin now is extremely popular, in Belgium. In Belgium, you are our second main export market for pastis because many Belgian people go to the south of France. They discover our pastis. Now we are distributed in many nice places, delicatessen places, etc. That's an indication of drinking less but better. But that's very important to dilute. Some people, I made some testing. Some people, when I serve the water after serving 2 volumes of water, they say, stop, I don't drink my pastis with more than 3 volumes of water. But because they compare with what they know.
Yeah.
As I told you, the category premium is still not that much present in the mind of people. So you have to explain that this product is different. You serve a maximum of 2 centiliters of pastis in pastis Henri Bardouin instead of 3 when it's Ricard. What makes the pastis is the blend between the alcohol and the water. It's not the quantity of the alcohol that makes the drink. That's a mix. You have to find your own mix for you to find it well balanced, not too diluted, but also not too concentrated. It requires space. That's very, very important. So the pastis Henri Bardouin is honest, but easily spicy, very spicy. When I say very spicy, it's because the number of spices and it brings really the richness of the product, herbaceous, and very, very refreshing. So something very important, each spice, each botanical is macerated and distilled at the distillery. If you allow me a last movie, I will show you something that does not exist anymore because we closed our steamer 5 years ago. But we've done the pastis Henri Bardouin during 30 years with this steamer. But the regulation, the new norms of security oblige us to close this one. But I would like to show you when I'm talking about the way we make it, I would like you to see that. I won't show you the full movie because the full movie is 17 minutes, but I would like to show you 4, 5, 6 minutes, and you will love what you see. This is the spirit of the distillery, even more than everything that I already showed you. Let's go. Let's go to this movie, and you will see the city of Forcalquier, of course. Let's go.
Yeah.
Le lieu est important pour le pastis Henri Bardouin parce que depuis le Moyen-Âge, et probablement bien avant, s'est développée l'industrie, disons, enfin le savoir-faire de l'utilisation des simples, c'est-à-dire des plantes aromatiques.
Forcalquier est situé au pied de la montagne de Lure. Cette montagne culmine à 1826 mètres et elle a une particularité, elle bénéficie à la fois du climat continental et du climat méditerranéen.
Sur 40 km de profondeur, on a plus de 1800 espèces végétales dont les 2/3 sont comestibles.
Je me souviens, une anecdote assez amusante, la première fois où je suis venu avec Henri Bardouin ici. Henri Bardouin, il avait une habitude, c'était de toujours ramasser comme ça des morceaux de plantes, les sentir et les goûter. Et je pense qu'Henri Bardouin, il a comme ça construit sa culture du goût. Henri, c'était pas un homme de livre, c'était un homme de terrain, quoi. Donc il a cette espèce de sensibilité aux plantes et il a construit sa culture du goût. Et je crois qu'en plus de l'avoir construite, il a su la transmettre à des gens qui étaient passionnés, qui ont travaillé et appris leur métier avec lui.
Nous avions toujours l'idée des recettes complexes, plus complexes, faites avec les herbes ramassées dans la colline, comme ici au Mour. Ce paysage de senteur et de saveur qui finalement est un résumé de la Haute-Provence. Donc les gens, ils ramassaient toutes les herbes, ils mettaient ça dans une bouteille, ils mélangeaient avec de l'alcool, ils mettaient ça au soleil pour homogénéiser. Et ensuite, vous aviez la fameuse liqueur qui sortait de cette bouteille un peu sale, un peu informe, mais qui, mélangée à de l'eau fraîche, était un véritable nectar. Et c'est ce type de recette que nous avons voulu perpétuer. Et donc, le pastis Henri Bardouin est la traduction de ces recettes si complexes qui utilisaient toutes les ressources, que ce soit les ressources provençales, que ce soit les ressources qu'on trouvait sur le port de Marseille avec les épices, enfin tout ce qui donnait du goût, du bon goût au pastis. Nous avons un collaborateur merveilleux qui est Yves, qui s'occupe du ramassage des plantes et de la façon de les conserver, de les sécher et de les travailler. C'est un maître cueilleur.
On écoute la nature, on la regarde, on la sent. On est au pied de la montagne de Lure et au pied de Forcalquier. Un endroit extraordinaire, comme vous pouvez le constater. On est entouré de montagnes, c'est un endroit magique. Au Mour, on y ramasse le thym, le romarin, la sarriette, la sauge, l'estragon, le cade qui fait des grosses boules. Et ici, nous, c'est le genièvre qui nous intéresse. On y trouve la verveine, on y trouve l'armoise, qui est très importante dans la composition du pastis. Il y a des moments où on va les ramasser avant d'autres, c'est normal. On attend leur maturité, on attend qu'elles soient belles, on attend qu'elles soient épanouies. Ce qui est très important, c'est de vivre avec la saison. Hein. D'une année sur l'autre, ça sera jamais pareil. On va pas ramasser l'armoise cette année comme on l'a ramassé l'année dernière ou l'année d'avant. On a l'anis étoilé, qui est une merveille de la nature. C'est encore une petite étoile qui brille et qui est pleine de saveur. On a la cardamome qui est là, c'est pareil, c'est quelque chose d'extraordinaire. Et toutes ces épices, alors il y a fève de tonka, il y a la cannelle, je ne pourrais pas toutes vous les citer, mais il y en a plus de 65 et c'est ce qui font la force et la grandeur de ce pastis Henri Bardouin. L'armoise qui est cueillie ici, qui pousse naturellement aussi, on va faire une infusion avec cette armoise. Sébastien va s'occuper de l'infusion à la distillerie.
Donc là, ce que je vais faire, c'est...
Oei. Ik denk dat Jean-Pierre zijn batterij leeg is. Vrees ik heel erg. Dus ja, we gaan zien hoe dat hem nog terugkomt. Maar ik denk dat, dat we zonder Jean-Pierre zitten. Gelukkig gebeurt het op het einde van de tasting.
Ja, Jeroen, dat is u nog niet overkomen, hè?
Nee, ik was hier al. Ik zag een berichtje komen van Votre batterie faible. Ik dacht, dat is in het Frans. Maar ik was al naar mijn eigen oplader aan het grijpen, maar het was dit dus niet. Ja, kijk. Ik kan er niet veel meer vertellen over, natuurlijk, over de producten. Dus ik weet ook niet of dat nog gaat terugkomen. Ik vrees er een beetje voor.
Ja, ik vrees er ook voor, want hij zit op een buitenkantoor eigenlijk voor deze presentatie. Maar ik denk dat het een beetje samengevat is.
Voilà.
Distillerie de Provence is een craft distillerie, zoals we ze bijna zouden kunnen noemen. Gaat een beetje in zijn plaats afronden als hij niet terugkomt, bij wijze van spreken. En ze kunnen aperitifjes maken. Ze maken wel straffe likeurtjes zoals die Absente en dergelijke toestanden. Maar nog altijd op een vrij artisanale basis eigenlijk. Hè. Zij hebben geen enkele verplichting om duizenden en duizenden flessen te doen. Voor hen gaat het om kwaliteit op de markt te brengen. Ja. En hun vlaggenschiet, dat al iets meer bekend is, zoals hij het zegt, is Pastis Henri Bardouin. Erkend en zonder veel pretentie. Een product dat heel wat appreciatie krijgt bij de professionals.
I'm back.
You're back.
Okay. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I ran out of battery, but he didn't give me any advice that I had to plug in again. I'm very, very sorry.
No problem, Jean-Pierre.
Can you see me? No. Okay.
No, I can't see you, and I'm just seeing.
Okay, you can see me. I'm very sorry. I apologize for this. It's okay. You see me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I finish them? There were 3 for me left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you allow me to?
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. There you go.
I'm very sorry because I had no warning about the fact my computer cut at the second. Yeah, I'm very ashamed.
No worries at all.
Oh,
this was a first for us to happen. So.
I'm very ashamed, but okay. Let me share. Okay, with you again. You tell me if it's working now. You see?
Yeah, there's no sound, Jean-Pierre.
The sound.
Yeah. You should stop the share and share again and check the box for the sound.
Yes. I'm not like others. I make all the mistakes. Yeah. Okay. I was almost done with this. Okay.
10 degrés. Okay. Là, il y a plusieurs dizaines de kilos, mais la quantité exacte, elle ne sera pas révélée. Ça va rester secret parce que c'est ce qui apporte la structure et la couleur du pastis Henri Bardouin. On va faire macérer des plantes pendant une quinzaine de jours. Et en fait, ça va permettre d'extraire les principes aromatiques. Donc en fait, une fois la macération terminée, donc on va récupérer la partie liquide. Donc celle-là, on l'appelle l'infusion. Cette infusion, ensuite, elle est stockée dans une cuve et on va la laisser vieillir le temps que tous les tanins qu'il y a dedans se déposent au fond, en fait. De l'autre côté, il reste les plantes. Donc ces plantes, on va les amener chez Jean Augier, son vieil alambic a plus d'une centaine d'années, et c'est là qu'elles vont être distillées.
Jeannot, on va l'allumer encore une fois.
Oui.
Hein?
Oh, c'est bon signe, hein? D'accord. Bon, écoute, tu bois plus d'une jambe. Voilà. Là, il va faire beau. On va se régaler. J'ai 81 ans. J'ai eu cette année 81 ans. Je suis né là-dedans. C'est vraiment une passion pour moi. Le soir, après d'être sorti de l'école, je venais là rejoindre mon père et mon grand-père distiller. Cette distillerie, elle a 140, 150 ans. C'est mon grand-père, de ses propres mains, qui a eu l'idée de faire ça. La distillerie des Domaines de Provence, qui ont eu l'idée de reprendre et de distiller leur marque, et principalement l'armoise, celle qui rentre dans la composition, qui est la base de la composition du pastis Dans ce vieil alambic, on obtient un résultat extraordinaire au point de vue goût. Peut-être on n'a pas un rendement en quantité, mais en qualité, c'est extra.
Alors donc là, vous avez la chaudière qui nous permet de faire la vapeur. La vapeur qui va, elle, nous permettre de pouvoir faire les distillations, là, entre autres aujourd'hui, de l'armoise, de l'Artemisia vulgaris. Cette armoise, c'est le reste de l'infusion que Sébastien a fait pour le pastis Henri Bardouin. Voilà, donc quand j'entends ce bruit, ça veut dire que tout simplement la cuve est pleine et qu'il faut que j'enlève ma vapeur dans ce petit cuveau. C'est des astuces de papy, mais ça marche très bien. Et maintenant, on va vider l'armoise pour à nouveau faire une passe.
Okay, I will stop the movie just I will start right now because I don't want to be too long with the movie, but I really wanted to show you this movie because this is the heart, this is the soul of the distillery. We have people, most of the people have been working for 30, 40, 50 years in this company. So we all work with heart. I never imagined that when I entered this company that I would work. I've been there for 23 years. That was my first job after I was in the army before. That was my first job, and like all young men, I thought, okay, I stay here 2-3 years, and I jump from one company to another because people will laugh at me because I stay in the company and I don't dare taking another job. And finally, this company is a real family. We work with heart. All these people, I'm almost the only one who is not from Southeast. I'm from the Loire Valley. I love these people. I love the country where we are. And finally, this is exactly the soul of what we like. Sharing together, doing good products, being all together, having the heart to show who we are. And as a French, I'm also trying, when I do my good products, I try also to show to other countries the flavors, the taste, the soul, the know-how, the heart of life of our country. And we like to feel everything in the glass. When you have the aperitif, all the aperitifs I talked about with you, there are moments to share. moments of, pleasure, tasting, having these good moments to, when you look in the eye of the other person and that you appreciate something that you open, the moment you share. The aperitif time, what we call the aperitif time in France, is a time of fraternity. We are all together around the table. Then we have a good meal. That's the moment we don't think about the bad things. We're not supposed to. And that we are even thinking about our patrimony. I'm really talking with heart because finally, explaining and showing you these movies, each time I see this movie, even now, this is the 100th time I see this movie, and every time I say, God, that's such a chance to work in a company where the people are just so honest in what they do. We macerate, we infuse, we cultivate, and we are so happy to share and make good things and make discover. I know that with the pastis is a French product at the origin, and that many Belgian people, people even from Germany, when they bring back their bottle of pastis or our aperitif, they bring back a little bit of the sun they had, the good time they had, and they want to bring it back to their home. And this is what we try to do by proposing these products, just to have something that the good memories they had, the good time, the good moment. So I'm not selling something which is just a basic alcohol with flavors. We don't care about that. I know the absent fields. I know the time fields. I see all these bags of spices that come, and I see how we work them. The man you saw, Jeannot, is named 81 years old. He passed away 4 years ago. He had been making for the distillery, the distillations for more than 50 years. He is part of there is a big portrait at the entrance of the distillery because he's a man who made that. So we are very proud. There is a little bit of modernization in the process of production, but we are still, the average of people who's working in the company of age is maybe between 45 and 50 years old. So nobody moves. We stay there. We love what we do, and we love to share. And really, I really hope that you appreciated what you tasted, because all these products are old recipes. We do not change. Of course, we have the 26, which is Fluo. We try to modernize a little bit. We try to be in our time. So we also don't forget that we have targeted the new generations. But in a way, all the story that we see now, especially lower ABV, drink less but better, gives us reason that we never change our recipes. Rinquinquin is really evolving and meeting the market. The vermouth is meeting the market. I think we are at the right place, and even for our gin, once again, it's our soil. So I hope that my words can be transmitted in the taste of the product that you had.
I think we all tasted the passion and the craft behind the products in the glasses, and especially with your explanations. People are saying it in the chat. It's just wonderful listening to you. And I have a suggestion. We should start a petition for the next edition of Larousse Encyclopedia. If they try to explain what craft means, they should just explain about your company.
Now,
isn't that a good idea? Because I think it's a great example of what craft really means.
Craft means heart and respect, and take your time. Craft means not quantity but quality. This is what Jeannot said. He said, we lose a little bit in this process in quantity, but we make it in quality. And finally, that's just what we want. What do we have to share now, especially in this world? Good time, good moment, good food, good drink, and respect all together. That's all. This is what I think. Vote for me. But honestly, I felt, I saw all these movies. I don't make so many trainings with all these movies that we've made in the company. And each time I watch them, I'm so proud that you could see them, because this is really who we are.
Are they also on the website, Jean-Pierre?
You can find them on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yes.
Because I think most of us will be browsing YouTube for the rest of them, because they are really fun to watch.
So I showed them because it's been splitted into several times. But for example, the movies in which you had some examples for Absente, they're in a 14 minutes movie. But if you type Pastis Henri Bardouin movie, etc., you will find even one that was made by a journalist from, I told you today, from the Belgian TV with the Tour de France. They came, they make very nice report. We have many things about Pastis Henri Bardouin and Absente that you can find on YouTube. I think on our website there are links, and on our website you have more than 200 cocktail recipes also, and all the explanations you may need. So the website is very useful. We work with bartenders from all parts of the world, so they contribute a lot. And this week, for example, on Thursday evening, I will fly to Poland in Warsaw. There will be a huge contest. More than 45 bartenders from the whole Poland were compelled to make cocktails with 4 products of the distillery, and I will be judge of this event. And from that, some barmen will win the possibility to visit the distillery. So this is something that we can also organize with you guys of Cinoco. We would be happy to be that. I don't know if I have the level to be the judge, but I was asked to be it. So usually I don't choose because I love everything. So that will be hard. But once again, our aperitifs are more and more promoted because they are fitting with the new trend, which is lower, better, nicer, and
less but better. Yeah.
Yes. In the UK, our importer has changed Aperol by Orange Colombo, for example, and he says it replaces very easily. And the advantage, what I told you with a joke, is that if you don't have the tonic or the prosecco, you can still drink it neat, which is not possible with Aperol.
Yeah,
that's a joke. It's mean a little bit, but
it's always good to end on a joke, Jean-Pierre. So.
Yeah, so I really apologize for the battery. I was the first that my battery was full, but I didn't imagine that in 1 hour, or maybe I took too much, and it went down too fast for me to have time to plug it in. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed your explanations, as I can see in the chat. I think there's not really any more questions at the moment. But yeah, thank you a lot for taking your time for promoting these products, which is for me also a nice discovery. As I told you, I don't like anise, but I'm starting to warm to it now. So so that's down to you. So yeah, thank you very much.
I want just to finish by a word. I really thank you also, because I know it's taking on your private time also. You all have your family, but you take time to be there, listen to me. I thank you for promoting, from believing in us. I hope you have also the pleasure to sell, to explain, to show that you find a company. I'm not the only one that is also trying to share pleasure and quality with them. And we need guys like you. Otherwise, it's always big companies, only big companies. But the flavors is at every corner. The quality is at every corner. But you just have to turn around, look, and see. And this is what you're doing tonight with us. So we appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jean-Pierre. I think we're going to finish the session here. There's another one coming up, which is going to be about partying in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's the 18th, if I recall correctly. So sign up for that one too, because it's going to be fun. Thank you all for being here. Thank you again, Jean-Pierre, for taking your time. And see you all next time.
And I wish you a very good night. Enjoy this evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Thank you.